I'm Tony Madonia, and I want to give a brief overview of what our estate planning process consists of and what you can expect at your initial meeting and your signing meeting. Prior to coming down for your initial meeting, you'll receive a personal information questionnaire and a request for a bunch of documents, including recent statements from your investment accounts, recent copies of tax returns, things like that. It's important that you fill out the questionnaire as completely as you can, and that you bring the documents with you so that when you arrive, we can go through those and determine what it is that we have to plan for and talk about those within the overall objections of what your planning is. At our initial meeting, we'll spend a lot of time talking about your family and your personal situation so that we can understand exactly who you want to benefit, how you'd like to benefit them, and who you'd like to leave in charge of that process. The financial aspects of it, the legal aspects of it, we've been doing for a very long time. The personal aspects that apply to each client very differently, those require the client's input, and that's what we spend quite a bit of time with. At that initial meeting, we'll plan on how your estate will be distributed, how you like to provide for loved ones, if you'd like to benefit charities, things like that. At the end of that meeting, two very important things happen. Number one, we agree on a signing date so that we have enough time to prepare documents and get things in order, and that you know exactly when this process will be done. Generally, that date is 3 weeks down the road from the initial meeting. The other thing that happens is we quote the fee at the end of that meeting so that you'll know exactly what your cost is before you make any decision to move forward with this. After the signing meeting, you'll receive an email that encapsulates everything that was discussed: who you'd like to leave as trustees, who you'd like to leave as guardians of minor children if you have them, how you want your assets distributed, things like that. We found that clients that see that in print in an email can look at that and reflect on it and either decide, yes, this really makes sense for our family, or make changes to it at that point and let us know what those changes are, and we still have plenty of time to get documents drafted. At the signing meeting, we go through the documents in a fair level of detail. We don't read every single page, we don't cite chapter and verse, but we go through the bigger issues of how your assets are distributed and who you'd like to benefit. At the end of all that, there's a signing process that takes place. Some of the documents require witnesses and require a notary, and we make sure we have those set up for you. And at the end of that meeting, all of those documents stay here. We make photocopies of the signature pages, and you wind up with a large binder with a photocopied set of documents. You wind up with the original set of documents, and you'll have electronic access via a secure portal to your documents with signatures attached. Clients have found that very helpful if they want to email it to a loved one or to a bank or whoever they think is necessary for them to have it. Part of our planning process consists of a maintenance program whereby once a year we get together either in person or via telephone and revisit decisions that you've made, life situations that you're in, to make sure that the planning we've done for you is still current and still meet your objectives. A year is not a terribly long length of time, but it's surprising how much can change in that year, and we want to keep up with this process to make sure that the documents aren't dated, and as your objectives evolve and as your family evolves, we continue to meet those objectives. There's several other videos that you'll see that go into more depth about the funding process and who a trustee is, who a guardian is, things like that. But this video was meant as an overview, and look forward to serving you. Thank you very much for putting your trust and confidence in our firm.